Dr. Lei Wang here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make a good impression in class. As a former professor, I can definitely tell you that I can differentiate between people who are paying attention and maybe people who are scrolling on their phone or looking up social media on their computers. Making a good impression doesn't always mean that you're the loudest person in the room. It's more about showing that you're being respectful and engaged. When we think about classroom etiquette, we can think about it as verbal and nonverbal. So being engaged can be you speaking up in class, asking questions, making comments, participating in maybe small group discussions, or it could be you showing engagement through your nonverbals, such as nodding your head, making eye contact, taking notes. Here are some tips on how to do that. One way is to participate in a more thoughtful manner, so maybe setting a goal for yourself that with every class you're going to ask one question. The question doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering or a new novel theory or anything like that. It can be, can you explain the last slide again? If you're someone who has trouble speaking up in front of a lot of people, especially in a lecture hall, I would recommend maybe writing down your thoughts and just reading off of them. That's completely fine. You can also ask the professor in advance what are other ways to participate in class, whether that's maybe submitting questions ahead of time or using discussion posts, or if it's a Zoom class, using the chat function to ask questions. The way to be prepared for class is to make sure you're reading the syllabus thoroughly and asking questions if you don't know what is expected of you. The other thing would be to read ahead of time. So typically, on the syllabus, it'll say this week we're going to cover chapters X, Y, and Z. And so just making sure that you read X, Y, and Z ahead of time, even if it's just skimming, to know what the concepts that are going to be covered can be really helpful with keeping up with the pacing of lectures or class discussions. It oftentimes is very clear to me as the professor who is prepared for class and maybe who's struggling a little bit, depending on just maybe how lost they seem like they are. If you are someone who struggles with your relationship with your electronic devices, I would recommend that you try to take notes in a more traditional way, maybe turning off the Wi-Fi on your computer, trying to minimize the distractions. Other things to keep in mind are making sure that you're communicating proactively. So if you're going to be late to class or if you're going to miss a class, make sure you email the professor or TA about it. Make sure that you're meeting deadlines for assignments, and if you need more time, make sure you ask for extensions. If you have a diagnosed learning disability or ADHD or other types of conditions that may require you to have more accommodations, definitely utilize the Office of Disability Services to get registered. That way, you have a safety net in case you need it. You might not, and that professors can be more aware about how they can adjust in order to meet your needs. I would encourage you to advocate for your academic needs. There is nothing to be embarrassed about, and in fact, I think it shows a lot of courage and strength in order to do that. Professors are here to help you learn and grow, so make sure that you're communicating clearly. A good impression doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It's about being engaged, reliable, and communicative. When you show professors that you care about learning and that you're trying your best, we do notice it.